NFL Live gets going right away with our top stories. Still unclear whether some major names will be starting on Sunday as we kick off Week 4 with Adam Schefter, who has all the latest. Let's start with Jayden Daniels.
Hannah, he was limited at practice today again, and I think there's a real question mark as to whether he's going to play on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, if Jayden Daniels can't go, and he said it would be up to the doctors, which sometimes provides a hint, that means that Marcus Mariota would start against his former team. Mariota played last week, was very effective, and he might have the chance to do the same thing again Sunday. As for Brock Purdy, gonna guess he's limited again today. He was limited yesterday. It sounds like he is trending in the right direction to play on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Missed the last 2 games due to that toe issue. Mac Jones started in his place and went 2-0 without him. But the 49ers have been encouraged with how he's progressing. Not so much so for the wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, who tore his ACL last year. There was more damage there, as was documented at the time. And that's why John Lynch told KNBR today that Brandon Ayuk is not close to returning at this point in time. I think if the 49ers could get some type of return in production from Ayuk later this season, that would be a victory. They're not rushing him along. They want to be careful, but no sign of close. Xavier Worthy, meanwhile, has been a full participant in practice for the Chiefs, putting him back on track to return to action Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs have missed having Worthy. He's been dealing with a dislocated shoulder, but the fact that he has been practicing in full is an encouraging sign for his availability on Sunday in a game in which the Baltimore Ravens will not have their outstanding defensive tackle, Nnamdi Madubuike. He's already been ruled out. Second straight game, dealing with the neck issue. Sounds like it's problematic and worrisome. You hear the way the Ravens coaches talk, so hopefully he gets well soon, but it doesn't sound like he's going to be playing anytime soon.
Yeah, John Harbaugh did say that he is concerned about it, wouldn't give any specifics. All right, Shefty, great to have you this hour. We're back with you for much more coming up, and we want to talk about Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs passing game, which has not gone according to plan. Kansas City passes on 70% of their plays, more than any other team, and yet Mahomes has produced career worst in first down, completion percentage, and off-target percentage through 3 games. All right, we are here with the usual Thursday crowd. We have Jay Mack, we have Peter Schrager. All right, it's hard to argue that Week 4 that it is a must-win for either of these teams, but they both come in at 1 and 2. Who needs it worse?
It's a nice to win game, right? Like I don't know if it's must to win, but like you'd like to win this game if you wrote these teams. I think the Ravens need to win more. There are some serious question marks about the Ravens defense. They could not stop a thing against the Lions on Sunday, and in Week 1, when they were up that huge margin, they surrendered that lead as well. You can't keep losing to all the good teams in the NFL. You just can't. At some point, you need to win one of these games, and whether it be against Josh Allen or Jared Goff, or in this case, Patrick Mahomes, you'd like to be able to say, okay, we know mentally, psyche-wise, we got the best of them. We went into their building, and if we go into the playoffs, we can hold our own because we know we can lean back on the memories that we had back in September, that we went in there and we got the win. We know we have that edge. You lose again, you start questioning the mental toughness. You start questioning what John Harbaugh's game plans have been, and then you start questioning whether this defense, which, by the way, is littered with first-round picks, is up for the challenge for these big titans of the NFL.
I think to what you're saying is a great point, because you look at this Ravens defense on paper and it's star-studded, and you're saying they should be great. Then you turn the film on and you watch them, and there's a lot left to be desired. So them losing to the good teams is the big part of it because of where they want to go as a football team. I look at this game on Sunday and what they're going to be up against. Xavier Worthy coming back into the lineup. It changes things for the Kansas City Chiefs and what Patrick Mahomes can be able to do. It's not just about Xavier Worthy and his production individually. It's about what he brings to the offense. Him being out there can dictate what the defense does. Do they decide to put a safety over the top? We saw last year, first game of the season, his debut, he gets an end around on a running play, and he takes it to the house. So this is a guy that no matter where he is aligned on the field, he can be an explosive play, and that's a difference maker for a Chiefs offense that has been struggling.
And I wonder if they start feasting with him in the lineup. There was a little window of that game against the Giants where Tyquan Thornton was making plays. Now, he didn't get all those passes. Mahomes missed him on 2, and then he had one, and then he dropped one. He is a really nice number 3 or number 4 option. Xavier Worthy comes in, that's your 1. Hollywood Brown is your 2. You know Rashee Rice is going to be coming in soon. Like, if they can just hold serve here, and they can get the win and get Worthy going, I don't think the sky is falling for Kansas City just yet.
Yeah, opportunity for them to get the running game going. We've seen what the Ravens have done against the run. And to your point, Lamar's never won at Arrowhead. He's 0-3. All right, speaking of a quarterback who has trouble against a single opponent, the Cardinals' Kyler Murray is just 2-8 against the Seahawks, including 7 straight losses as Week 4 begins tonight in Arizona. It's an NFC West battle. Both teams coming in at 2-1 on the season. Lindsay Theory is in Glendale. She's covering this one for us. Lindsay, Sam Darnold is now playing for his 5th team in 8 seasons. So how's he acclimated to that Seahawks locker room?
Hannah, he's acclimated as quickly and as well as anyone in Seattle could have hoped. Coach Mike McDonald says he's been efficient, accurate, and tough. They say he's been aggressive with the football. He's extended plays, and he's also taking care of the ball, which we all know is of utmost importance. For his part in this, Sam Darnold says it's been easy to acclimate because he knows these guys. He's gotten to know them quickly. He knows the scheme, and he's studying a lot of film. Part of that credit also for his acclimation also goes to his familiarity with Clint Kubiak. The two worked together a couple of seasons ago with the 49ers, and one of the key parts of a Kubiak offense is really being able to create on the go, which Darnold has been able to do, finding Jackson Smith and Jigba a lot. And in fact, those two have been so great together that JSN ranks 2nd in the NFL right now with 323 receiving yards. And Hannah, I know you mentioned it, the Cardinals have lost 7 straight, so tonight doesn't get any easier for Kyler Murray without James Conner, obviously in the backfield. He's expressed a lot of confidence in Trey Benson's ability to step up, but Murray says he himself is going to have to really fill a leadership void without Conner out here tonight.
Yes, so important to that Cardinals team. And Darnold now has 14 games with multiple passing touchdowns since the start of last season. Lindsay, thank you. Much more on his efficiency. He's been off target on only 6% of his throws. That's the 3rd lowest in the NFL, despite averaging the 4th most yards through the air on his passes. It has also been about his connection that Lindsay just told you about to JSN, 2nd in the NFL, Lindsay said. By the way, just want you to know that he is 10 yards behind Puka Nacua. That is who leads the NFL. Okay, so Shregs, he comes in after this 14-win season in Minnesota, and he seems to be picking up where he left off, maybe even better than he left off, because those last 2 games in Minnesota weren't so good.
They weren't, those last 2 games. I think Sam Darnold might have cost himself a future with Minnesota in the last 8 days of his season last year. They said, peace, we're good, we're going to move on with J.J. McCarthy. But he's been incredible. And talking to sources in Seattle, what they say is that, like, this is his team. I've never heard that when he was with the Jets. That it's like Sam Darnold's team. He was 22 years old. Never heard that in San Francisco. He was the backup. You never heard that really in Minnesota because he took over J.J. McCarthy's team that was supposed to be his team last year. In Seattle, they paid him. He is the guy. I would like everyone at home to do this. And if you're not jazzed about a Seahawks-Cardinals game tonight, do me a favor. Go and look on YouTube or Google. The Seahawks posted 9 minutes of mic'd up Sam Darnold from last week against the Saints, a game that you called and were in the booth in.
What was it like?
He is so verbal. He is so positive. He is so encouraging. He's laughing. He's having fun. It's not the Sam Darnold who was seeing ghosts against the Patriots.
Oh, my gosh. He'll never live that down.
But he's about to. You were there for that. I think you were on the defense in that game. I just think it's a different Sam Darnold, and it is his team. Finally, he's in his own skin. He's comfortable, and he's the leader of the squad.
And you talked about that, and being in production mediums. And the safety for the Arizona Cardinals is playing that slot cornerback role because Garrett Williams is hurt. He's going to be matched up with Smith and Jigba a lot in that slot.
Tough match.
And that is Darnold's favorite target. He threw the ball to him over 50% in the first game. That was just to Jackson Smith and Jigba. So this is going to be a fun one, and very happy for Sam Darnold and how he's progressed being there with the Seahawks.
I mean, JSN has more receiving yards through his first 3 games than any receiver in the history of Seattle, which is saying a lot. We're just getting started. Man, is it hard to argue with these numbers. So the Packers trade for Micah Parsons. He is already leading or co-leading the NFL in pressures and pass rush wins. And the Cowboys defense, which ranked top 2 in both categories when Micah was there, now bottom 10.